Welcome back to LETV. Remember to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification button to make sure you don't miss out on any upcoming content. Let's do this. Hey guys, welcome to the D NOT podcast. I'm here in Wallyford on just the outskirts of Edinburgh, and I'm here with D NOT himself.
Yo.
Cheers for coming on, man.
Cheers, good to see you. It's been a while waiting.
Yeah, man. Been dying to actually get this done. Hey, we've been trying to plan this for a few weeks, and something kept coming up with you and something kept coming up with me, so...
Yeah, we're here now, so...
Finally got it done, eh? Aye, nice one, man. Well, so this is the D NOT podcast. It's not really an interview podcast. It's more just about his music and his experiences and stuff. So yeah, we'll just sort of get bashed on, eh? So for anyone watching that isn't even aware who you are, what sort of music do you make?
Hip hop, drill. I like to be quite versatile in that industry, but yeah, I make hip hop and drill.
Yeah. You've been doing that for how long have you been doing that?
6-7 years. Starting to take it a bit more seriously in the last year or two, so things are getting a bit better.
Nice, cool. And you're actually pushing other artists and stuff as well, eh?
Yeah, pushing other artists, getting events done. I like to see younger people doing well in the industry, so it's obviously a big world out there. So I try and guide them as best I can, try and be a bit of a mentor and that, get them recording and keeping them off the road. That's my achievement. I feel like I'm achieving something in that sense. So.
Yeah, man. And you've got a bit of history yourself, eh? So you're you can see the path that kids can go down, eh?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But just try and keep people right. That's what it is now.
Yeah.
I'm getting a bit. I'm not a young guy anymore.
I was about to say that. Getting older, eh? So you tend to move in those directions as you get older, eh?
Yeah, that's it. I see a lot of people that are actually in this industry that are between my age and your age that are doing inspiring things for younger people, and it's good to see, man. It's good to see. I like it. So yeah, man.
Yeah, it's mad. As you get older, you watch all the older heads. They're all now helping other people as well. Some of them are actually still making music as well, though. Some of them are still going strong, eh?
Yeah.
But there's a whole load of new names in the scene. And you were just telling me names. I didn't even know half of the names in that.
Yeah, I've been doing a bit of scouting, to be honest. I like to see people get the recognition they deserve, at least. If they like making music and they like doing it and they want to do it properly, then they come in to see me and we're getting it done properly. So I just think that it's quite big and quite hard in this, because obviously hip hop in the last few years, especially in the drill scene, has grown, and I think there's a lot of people that deserve more exposure and deserve more opportunities.
Yeah.
It's about getting that opportunity. There's times where, when I was younger, there wasn't really many people giving you the opportunities. You had to literally go and take it or find it. So I'm just trying to help people get the exposure they deserve and that.
Yeah. And when you're young, how old are some of the guys and girls you're working with?
16, youngest is 16, 17.
Yeah. And at that age, they'll have a passion for it, but they've not got a lot of knowledge about how to actually push their music and all that. So.
And I'll tell you something as well, dealing with our very angry young teenagers isn't easy.
Yeah.
I put them on my phone in the mornings and they're we need to do this. It's you need to calm, relax, it's all good.
First thing in the morning, I want to go and make a tune.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but they're doing it in the right way though. That's what I said to them. I'll help you, but you need to do it in the right way.
That's a good thing, eh? That's like I was saying, they've got a hunger, at that age. It's it's all they want to do. It's once they've got it in their head. I remember being that age, and once you've got it in your head, that's what you want to do every day. So you get up, you've got another idea the night before, and so I can imagine they're all annoying you.
I like it. It's all right. I like doing it for them.
Yeah.
I like doing it for them.
Exactly. Aye.
It's just trying to get a little bit of help from a few other people in the industry. So I've got a show on Friday, and obviously a few people are coming through to chat. I think one of my people was talking about putting like a letter towards like STV Appeal or like Prince's Trust to try and get some like help, because obviously we're thinking of helping young people in this industry.
Yeah.
And obviously people are like saying that they respect that idea. So, but obviously I'm still making music myself. I'm gonna probably make another album and then concentrate on promotion and the label, to be honest, after that. So
It's always, I mean, even if you move more into helping other artists and pushing other people, you've always still got the passion to actually make music yourself anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like
we're inspired by each other.
Yeah.
I can't lie. Like some of the 16-year-old stuff that they're coming along with is quite inspiring.
Yeah.
And I like stuff a style that I've never heard.
Aye.
It's good. I like it. And I'm having to literally find different producers for different people.
Oh right, yeah.
Like,
Styles they like.
Yeah, for
and
suiting people's voices,
that.
vocals.
Aye.
So I've only just really found somebody who messes with my vocals now, because like people have been saying for a long time that I've got like a distinctive voice. So trying to find somebody to deal with, who can deal with my voice on the engineering level, has been quite hard.
You've got natural like hip hop accent, because where you've came from. Where are you originally from, for people watching?
South England, between Portsmouth and Reading area, like South London and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, people have always said to me once I've been here, like I'd never really thought of making music till about 6 years ago. People were saying to me that my voice is distinct and I should make music on tracks, and
Yeah.
I was just messing around on a couple of freestyles, and like hip hop was never really my music when I was younger. It was always into the rave stuff, because where I grew up in Portsmouth, it was always rave music. But I had a lot of these, my friends were like MCs, over rave music. Like,
yeah.
So like, and I thought it was quite mad. So
drum and bass.
Drum and bass and hardcore, happy hardcore and all that. And I thought it was quite mad. So like, my influences actually came from there. A lot of people were like, think that obviously being from England and stuff, like it would have been like your Skeptas and stuff, but it actually really wasn't. It was actually a lot of the younger lads doing MCing down my area at like underground venues that were really pushed me to do what I wanted to do. People like drum and bass artists like Andy C and like MC Hype, DJ Hype and MC Skibbity, all these MCs like drum and bass. That's what pushed me. But then I realised the scene was a bit different, and I did start listening to, like, obviously everyone's listened to Eminem. And everyone's heard of like Dr. Dre and stuff like that. So I just like, and I kind of think that when I was young, when the garage scene came along, it was like So Solid Crew and Dizzy Rascal and all that, and then it all combined. And I think what you've got now is a combination of all of them put together, and it's quite exciting actually. Some of the stuff that's coming. It's
interesting as all the sounds are like merging with each other. You're getting like, I always remember like when grime was first kicking off, thinking there's so much elements of dubstep in grime. I remember when grime came out, I'd already heard some. I think they probably emerged around the same time, but I think dubstep was just ahead of grime maybe. And when grime came out, I was like, man, that's like fucking that crazy dubstep music, but with fucking rapping on it and that.
A bit of garage chucked in.
Yeah,
like, it's mad how the UK's moved in the last, I'd say, 10 years. Because it was always, when I was a kid, it was always America. Always American hip hop, like your Dr. Dre's.
Everybody listened to
NWA and that. And now it's just like,
there's people in Scotland that are just listening to Scottish stuff, kind of like Scottish heads, and they don't even listen to like outside of Scotland.
I'm hearing American artists that I've looked on YouTube that have got millions of followers I've never heard of. You know, and I'm like, it just shows you, because obviously
it's
definitely
a
complete different scene.
It keeps growing. The popularity's growing. I remember like hardly seeing many people just fans of the music, and then now you look online and there's lots of people going to gigs, and things are busier than they used to be. It's like there's more of a fan base. It's still not massive, but it's better than it used to be.
It's a good time for the younger ones to be doing what they're doing. I think
when these a lot of Glasgow rappers and that just now, when a popular one comes out, or not so Glasgow but West Coast over that side, when a good one comes out, a lot of people get behind them, and they end up like making a bit of a name due to like people liking them, and it seems to be popular in Glasgow now. So you got like Shogun and McCroy and and people jump right behind them, and then that
Sherlock.
boosts them up, eh? Sherlock, yeah, and they are good. It's not that just people they're shit hot rappers, and that's how they've. There's other rappers that appear that aren't so shit hot, and then one of them appear, they're shit hot, and all the Glasgow heads, everybody gets behind them, and then it never used to be like that. There was shit hot rappers that had nobody really behind them, so it's good now. That's the positive.
It's scary though.
Yeah.
Especially like now, if you're 16, like I've worked with our lad, and I know he's gonna make something of himself, right? So I'm sitting thinking, like,
he's got 10 years too.
Yeah, that's
still got another 10 years.
He's got like 20 years on me.
I know, aye, but he's still got 10 years, and he'll still be in his prime. He'll be 26.
So I'm gonna keep him guided really well. His work rate's unbelievable as well. Aye. So like I generally see a bit of myself in him, younger self.
It's exciting, the younger generation.
Yeah, so I generally feel that he's going places as well. So I want to make sure that he's doing, like, after this year, I'm going to be doing my show, and then I'm going to be doing a show in New Year, and then I'm going to be taking a rest until summer. Yeah, and I'm going to be concentrating on my family and stuff.
Ah, cool, yeah.
But I've got
life issues and stuff.
Yeah, I've got a couple of people that I can rely on to keep the stuff going, so... Cool. That's how it is at the moment. I'm just looking forward to Friday. I actually think it's quite mad that there's been 130 people that have actually said that they're even interested in coming.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's actually people out there that are seeing these things. And
I had a guy on my DMs the other day, and he was like, yeah, big up. And I was like, I didn't even know who it was. I was like, so who are you? Sorry about this, lad. I don't mean to be rude, but who are you? He was like, oh, I'm such and such from Wales. He was another artist. And he was like, yeah. I was like, mate, I don't even know anybody in Wales ever in my life.
Yeah,
and he's like, no, like your name's quite big in Wales and stuff. I was like, that's mad.
Yeah, it's
quality, crazy.
Yeah,
like honestly, it's crazy. I was like, mate, I've never met anyone in Wales in my entire life.
Yeah. Well, Word pushed his music a lot. I mean, he became a known name in Scotland, but I think he had a lot of support from like Australia and that.
Canada, I think he was saying as well.
Is it? Aye. Canadians, Australians, they all love it. It's almost, Word used to say, like, you see him tweeting things and that, he's always quite controversial with his stuff, and tweeting things like, my new album came out and I can see that it's had more of a response in Australia than it has in Scotland, and things like that, and it's like, that's mad.
Yeah, my family's in Australia as well, so I
cool.
try to push my music out there. They seem to like it. There's not much of a scene over there.
The Americans are the same, they like it too. Seems to be like the hardest place to push Scottish hip hop is actually in the UK.
Yeah, in their own country.
Aye. Same with English hip hop. People think, I mean, I get the impression too that in England, if you've got an English accent too, you're going to have an easier time. But actually, it's saturated with English rappers. There's fucking tons of them. So like you think that if you're an English rapper, you're just gonna, if you can rap well, then you're gonna be big. But there's tons of them that can rap well. They don't all get biggie. So.
I can't lie though, me being where I am is a little bit of an advantage point in that sense. What you were just saying, because obviously a lot of people would expect me to be a Scottish rapper.
Aye.
Like
I think
with the accent.
I think you can benefit that having your accent but living in Scotland.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people in Scotland like English rap.
I've been here 17 years and I still speak like this.
Aye. Yeah.
But there is, you can hear the Scottish though.
I hear Scottish slang coming out of you.
My dad's Scottish. I'm half and half. I'm half English and half Scottish. I was born in England, but my mum and dad have, like, one's English, one's Scottish. My mum's in Australia now. My dad's still up the road.
Aye.
So I'm actually probably more Scottish than I am English.
I
spent probably more time here now than I probably did when I was younger.
Yeah.
If you think about 17 years twice, I probably spent more time here now than I have when I was in England.
Almost half and half.
Yeah,
Aye.
Obviously, when you think about it though, you're only like a kid, so you're not going to remember like.
Basically up to almost 17 years old.
Yeah,
Did you come here when you were about 17?
I came, 17, 18.
Yeah. Aye.
I came here. Stayed with my dad in Spain for about a year.
You became a man in Scotland.
Yeah. So I technically do class myself as a Scottish person. Like,
yeah.
Definitely.
There's a lot of people in the scene that are from, well, not a lot, but there's a handful of like English rappers and that in the scene that have came here and done pretty well. Like Conscious Root and Prophecy.
I've heard of him. I know Conscious Root well, yeah. I know Conscious Root very well. He's from London, originally. Down London somewhere.
Down that way, yeah. He was right southern. I done the podcast with him, so he came very near London. Then he moved somewhere a bit further north, I think. I'm not sure, but he's
a good guy. I like. He does a lot of stuff for the youngers as well.
Yeah,
I think he does a lot of He was doing counselling and stuff at one point for them. Conscious Root. I think I like him. He's a good guy, man.
Yeah. He's another nice guy. He's got a good sound as well.
He's just had a baby as well, I think.
Yeah, man.
Not that long ago.
So I think he's quietening down with his music for a wee bit. But man, when I had my first kid, I thought I was just quitting everything. I was like, yeah, I'm having kids. I'm quitting everything. But you realise that when you've not got kids, you think, oh, this is going to take all my time. I'm not going to be able to do what I used to do. And then you realise that, no, you can get back into it. You just need a wee break, a bit of time, adjust to your new life. So I think that's what Conscious Root's doing right now,
Yeah. I want to make my kids proud from doing this anyway.
My daughter's 9 now, Like, she knows all about my music stuff, and it's quite cool. I see it in her eyes that most of her pals' dads don't do stuff like that, so it's different.
Yeah.
And I think in the future, like when I'm gone, like when I've died, she'll have all these recordings she can go back and listen to and that, which is pretty cool.
I think it's pretty mad. A lot of people as well on that subject. I was gonna say, a lot of people I've noticed made a lot more progress when they've passed away in this industry.
I know. Really.
Like Tupac, Mac Miller, they've all had multi-million selling albums after they've died.
I checked out Mac Miller after he died. I didn't know anything about him, and then I checked and I was like, oh wow, I really like that tune where he's lying in the coffin.
Yeah, it's pretty ironic as well, isn't it?
Aye, and he smoked a cigarette in the coffin. I really like that tune. And I was like, who is this Mac Miller guy? Shame he died. I didn't know nothing about him, so I started to check him and became a bit of a fan. So it's as you say, it's crazy.
It's just because somebody's died, then now they know who he is. Yeah. It's mad exposure, but you spend all your life trying to get exposed.
Aye, I've just had in the last sort of few months. I was always just listening to old school stuff all the time. Some English stuff. I liked some grime artists and that. But mostly just listen to old stuff, and I've only just in the last few months realised there's so much good stuff coming out of America again. I didn't even know, and like I knew I'd heard their names, and just I've been investigating, and now I'm actually quite a fan of a lot of the stuff. Like I love a lot of J. Cole's stuff. It's quite chilled out, a lot of his stuff, and Kendrick Lamar obviously, and
Jack Harlow.
There was this guy called Black. He sings. Mm-hmm. He's quality. He's like a rapper singer. Obviously Mac Miller, and then I all of a sudden I've went, wow. I was sitting there going, there's nothing worth listening to anymore, and I was totally wrong. I just didn't give it time to listen to. Mm-hmm. Now I'm listening to some of my favourite tracks, and they were like J. Cole tracks. And
somebody told me about that. I can't remember. I just said his name there, but he's pretty good as well.
I like that J Rock.
Yeah,
he's like, I think he's from Compton, and I heard a tune with him and J. Cole. Forgot what it's called. It's got letters, and they basically they've done something, they've robbed somewhere or done something dodgy, and they're on the run in that. It's cool, man. And I was just like, oh wow, J Rock's banging. I'm into him. But then I checked some of his other stuff, and I was like, maybe it was just that one track I really like too. So I hope I can find more J Rock. If you're watching, comment. Is there some good J Rock tracks?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but I think it must be hard being an American artist. Imagine how big it is in America.
I know, Yeah. Well, Eminem, was doing stuff for years before he blew up, Especially being a white guy too.
Have you seen the ICP? Interview about Eminem?
No.
Right, where they're going about when they first met Eminem at a party before he blew up, before he became famous, and he was promoting his Slim Shady LP, and he was like, he handed them a poster, and they said that on the poster it says, because I like ICP. I love ICP.
I used to as well, man. I used to.
And they said on the poster it says special guest Eminem. Special guest ICP, and they were like. Handed it to him and they're like, we don't know nothing about this, so why like how are we on your poster? And we don't even really know who you are. Like Eminem was just blowing up at the time, nobody really knew who he was. Aye. And you were like, no, you've been invited. This is obviously, then they turned around and said, this is the first time we've ever heard of like being invited like as a special guest to our show. So, and apparently they didn't turn up. Apparently they were beefing for years because they were just saying that like the way Eminem went about his first initial contact with ICP was basically cheeky and having them on his poster, and they don't know anything about it, but their name and their faces are on his poster. It says that on the interview. I thought that was quite mental to watch.
Is that how it all kicked off?
Between them two. It's so basic as well.
And ended up on a big beef for ages, eh? ICP were cool, man. Before the beef with Eminem influenced me, I was like I thought ICP were cool. I liked anything that was a bit different, eh? Cypress Hill and House of Pain.
They do all these mad clown festivals every year.
ICP, And are they not like done a bit of wrestling?
Yeah, they do everything, mate.
They do wrestling. They're mad. WWF or something.
They've got like a big like fairground every year. They've got like rides and wrestling rings and music and madness. I can't remember what it's called.
Some of their tunes are just nuts.
Is it like a Buggaloo festival or something like that?
Yeah, well, and they have the Juggalos.
That's the one, the Juggalo festival. That's what it's called.
They got that tune, What is a Juggalo? What is a Juggalo?
Yeah, apparently it's a festival they do every year now, man. It looks crazy. I've just been YouTubing it. They're still at it, like.
Yeah. They must be getting old, like.
Yeah, it's mad to see people like that in this game still.
It's cool, man, that the older artists like American art need to keep going, eh? Because there's no reason for them to stop, eh? So it's cool to see Dre still involved in shit and Busta Rhymes still pulling out albums.
Snoop Dogg's been very active recently.
Aye. Well, I saw a thing with Method Man recently that Wu-Tang were touring and he was getting it tight because he wasn't going on the tour, like from fans and that on social media. So he made a video. I watched his wee video and he's just saying like, he was literally like, they say he's 52. He's like, I'm 52 years old. Like, I've got life choices to make now. I don't have to do a Wu-Tang gig just because there's a Wu-Tang gig. I don't need to do that. He's like, have I not done it for long enough? He's like, I do movies. I've got so much going on. I'm 52 years old. Like, give me a break, eh? And then he ends up being like, most of the real fans aren't saying anything because they know and they understand. And the ones that are saying shit, he's like, you know what you can fucking do. I'm like, nice one. Method Man is just like not caring, eh?
He's a film star, movie star.
Yeah, exactly. He'll still do music, but I think what he was saying is, I'm in the middle of filming. I can't just stop filming a movie and go and do a Wu-Tang tour. I did Wu-Tang tours for 40 years. Come on, eh? Give me a break.
I thought they would have retired by now, still doing shows.
I know, eh?
It's good though.
It's more like they just get together to do it, just to keep it alive, I think. It's not any of their real focus, I don't think, anymore, but it's still cool. If Wu-Tang came to play, I'd go and see them.
Yeah, of course. You get a lot of people doing like tribute acts for these hip-hop shows as well, I've noticed. There was, who was it that came to the Edinburgh a couple of years ago? I think it was like Grandmaster Flash and what's the group called? I can't think of the names, but they were pretty good. They're old school, obviously, American hip hop.
The Furious Five.
Yeah, that's the ones. They all came to Edinburgh not too long ago. It was pretty good. I think
some old school stuff, eh?
Yeah, I like all the old school stuff. It's dying out though.
Yeah.
This new stuff's mad. Like the amount of people that I'm dealing with, production wise, that are telling me that they can't mix new music. The drill stuff.
Yeah. It's really bass heavy, so it's quite hard. Even I've messed about like mastering your tracks. It's quite difficult when you've got such high bass levels with the vocals, and it is tricky.
There's a lot of this like reverse reverb, beat breaks.
Yeah.
All sorts of crazy stuff.
It's different from the old technique of making a hip hop beat.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it takes a bit longer. It's funny, because a lot of hip hop heads would say like it's easy to make a beat like that, but it's not really.
No.
They think like boom bap's technical and takes time to make a good boom bap, but it's
I'm
really
hearing loads
technical.
of sound effects in this drill music.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, raw, and it's layered.
Yeah.
It's like 5 or 6 layers.
Effects on the sound effect and
and see somebody who's been learning to mix for years, it must be frustrating.
Yeah.
Because then learning how to mix and then having to be versatile and learn how to mix something else in a short space of time.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you know, in 6 months that the scene's going to change again.
I know, eh? Aye. It's mad to think what it's going to be like, eh? Like,
That's
as
what I
time
feel.
goes.
Yeah. What kind of music are my kids got to be making?
I keep joking that the beats are just going to be like weird noises in the future. And you're just going to rap one word per bar. You know?
That's going to be weird. Yeah, it's going to be...
That'll be the beat. Like, you'll be like, listen, that'll be the first bar.
It's mad.
Right.
Oh, it's-
Well, I think we should crack on and have a wee break, man, because
Yeah.
that's been a wee 25-minute chat. Good wee random chat.
Definitely,
eh?
yeah,
On the
man.
next part, we'll maybe talk a bit more about actually your experiences in the scene and stuff, probably.
Yeah, man.
And now we're going to have a little break, and we're going to get a track from D NOT. All the details will be on the screen if it's available and whatnot. And we'll be back in a wee minute.
Yeah, man. Cheers.
It's D Note music.
Everybody wants to be a beast. Everybody wants
Scary
to be
made
number
this
one.
cool.
Everybody wants to be the best. Everybody wants to succeed. Everybody wants to have, to be, and do what they feel they can call to do. The challenge becomes that most of us, when it's time to do what beasts do, we don't do it.
Leave a man leak here, make him a victim. I ain't missing serrated dips in it. Fucking rips when it's fixing. A left man dripping, I dipped him. One eye on the prize when I shoot long distance. Jump in the whip and I move real quickly. Shift up gears real quick like 6 speed. Spun out the head's handbrake 360. Take my chance if it's 50-50. Moving strictly, got more than a flicky. No joke, man, on the streets it's risky. Shoot on sight when the ops get sticky. Pan it up and I'll grab it. Let's fucking have it, I'm ravished. I'm fucking glad I'm a savage. Now I do Joe, it's a fucking madness. I'm D Note and I'm back, you've had it. Been there, seen that, done that damage. Put it on man and they straight up panic. They already know that I'll click and bang it. Reload quick, it's a fucking madness. You know who I am, let's fucking have it. I'm D Note, I'm a fucking savage. Bang that strap, it's critical damage.
I'm real levels, me think it better. I'm D Note, better learn every letter. You know who I am, you know where I set up. I'm coming direct, put it on when I step up.
I'm real level, you think you're better. I'm D Note, better learn every letter. You know who I am and you know where I sat up. Coming direct, put it on when I step up. Click and reload, this time's a headshot. I ain't missing, goes bang, then your head's off. Bang and we spread ups. Splitting better wigs, no time for a pit stop. Coming for my man, I'm coming for you lot. Straight up shell, man, I'm watching a few drop. You ain't doing shit, man, stepping on who's block. Banging right back when I'm bringing it off. Stir up trouble, man, I'm tearing the roof off. 6 in the shooter, I'm zipping your troops up. Open the boot up. All dressed black when I suit up. It's COD, not computer. On mad levels, I'm quick on the move up. Savage, yeah. I severed him quick, took several hits when I dipped that bitch. I'm fucking done, sick of you pricks. I'm D Note and that's fact, that's it. Your time's up, man, I'm not giving a shit. Here right now and you're livid with it. I'm done with clowns, now I'm living a bit. The lifestyle's mad, I was driven to it. Revenge is a bitch and I'm giving them it. Straight up savage and I'm emptying clips.
I'm real levels, me think it better. I'm D Note, better learn every letter. You know who I am, you know where I set up. I'm coming direct, put it on when I step up.
I'm real level, you think you're better. I'm D Note, better learn every letter. You know who I am and you know where I sat up. Coming direct, put it on when I step up. I told every man that I'm still not stopping. Gang doing 10 toes on the road often. Swing blows left and right when I'm boxing. Love high feelings, breathing toxin. Still not stopping, you know that I'm bossing. Eyes on the prize when I'm watching. Uppercut left and right when I dropped him. Man pulled up in a whip and I hopped him. Right on your case like a beat when it drops in. Dropping it off like it's hot things. Locking the load and I'm locked in. It's peak in the streets, got stakes in. I put it on man and it shakes him. This music's grinding day shifts. I'm out defining greatness. And stepping, moving faceless. Let's face it, it's basic. Save your breath, don't waste it. This victory's close, I taste it. I'm D Note, this is D Note music. I'm living these dreams, I fucking pursued it. Fuck you, man, you must think that I'm stupid. Not one man here moves how I move it. Mention me again and I fucking lose it.
I'm real levels, me think it better. I'm D Note, better learn every letter. You know who I am, you know where I set up. I'm coming direct, put it on when I step up.
I'm real level, you think you're better. I'm D Note, better learn every letter. You know who I am and you know where I sat up. Coming direct, put it on when I step up. Step up, step up, step up, step up. Yeah. Step up, step up,
Scary
step
made
up,
this
step
cool.
up, step up, step up, step up. Shout out to the boys at D Note Music.
Right, guys, so that's us back. Hope you enjoyed that track there from D Note. The details should have been on the screen, and we're just going to bash on with the second part. We've not got any sort of set questions on this, so we're just randomly chatting, really, talking about all sorts, and mostly about D Note's music and experiences. So we'll go a wee bit more on that, because we were just chatting random sort of hip-hop music industry and lifestyle before, but what's your experience has been like? Say, you've only ever made music in Scotland, eh? You never made music when you lived in England at all, eh?
No, I just made music in Scotland.
Aye, so
Started 6 years ago or something like that.
yeah, aye, and you've been here like 17 years, so aye, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's quite cool, eh? You've actually became an artist in Scotland, eh? Even though you've not got a Scottish accent. It was all created here.
Yeah.
Aye,
Yeah, I just think that I could have added a little flavour to the scene, that's all.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, it's cool. And I think you've came across like maybe slightly people haven't understood you right, maybe here and there online, socially, and that you've had a couple of wee issues. I don't actually know too much about what's happened in the past, but I think it always boils down to, like, I'm sitting here with you now and you seem really sound, eh? And it's always the same case, eh? When somebody's like, people don't know people, so they just judge what they see online and they don't actually know the person. They've never like chilled and chatted with them. And I can say like chill and chat with you now, you're just like a normal dude, eh? You've not said one thing. Like, we've been chilling off camera. You've not said one thing that I've went, I don't know, like, kind of in my head. I've not, like...
That's it, man. People just are quick to judge from one person's perspective.
Yeah.
Like, many of my friends, like, obviously everyone's seen the YouTube clip on Steven's YouTube clip and stuff like that, but a lot of my friends have said to me, like, these are people that have just seen you either written on paper or they've heard from another person. They've not spent any time with you. So obviously sitting and spending time with somebody, I feel, is more important than being, what's the right word I'm looking for? Stereotypical?
Yeah, and stereotyped and
judged.
Yeah,
judged and being painted.
It's like big names in the world, eh? I enjoy watching a lot of podcasts, and some people, like, they're really big names, like, socially and on social media, get attacked. People take certain little clips of podcasts and create a narrative out of something that isn't really true. They skip all the other content and they just pick the worst parts, and it's just like what the internet's all about. And it's just, it doesn't represent the real person. Like,
I'm doing a lot right now for not only myself but for other people, and I've said that earlier on, and I honestly genuinely take pleasure from seeing other people being able to do things that I failed at doing. I genuinely want them to do better than I could do. I don't want them going to jail. I don't want them going doing stupid things on the road, fighting and that. Like what I do, stuff like that. So I think it's genuinely about,
because you've been in the jail yourself, and you were chatting off camera before saying you're focused to not be going back there, eh?
Yeah, that's it. I think it's genuinely about keeping everybody focused on tasks at hand. I think that things have got a bit twisted in the past, but like, see, since December, I've actually came out of prison and I'm focused.
Yeah.
And my job, I've actually given myself a job title as a guider for
keeping you busy,
keeping myself busy, and doing the right things for other people, like putting on events and shows and stuff for other people. I feel like I have been slightly blackballed in this industry, but obviously that's due to things that we were just talking about there.
Sometimes, like as I was saying, folk might have judged you. You've probably reacted wrongly.
Yeah, of
here
course,
and there.
of course.
Aye, you probably know that yourself. Everybody does, eh? When somebody reacts wrongly, you go, you know, I deserve to react like that.
Yeah.
It was allowed, but I can understand why people have not liked my reaction. But in order to stand up for yourself, you have to have that sort of reaction, and then people don't like it. But people don't like it when you stand up for yourself, so that's why the whole thing gets twisted, eh?
Since a kid, I was on my own. From 15, I've had this shield, and it's hard to put that down. So, like, I'm quite a defensive person in general, and that's just me, from my experiences. And obviously, sometimes it comes across as really quite, what's the right word I'm looking for here? I suppose aggressive or whatever you want to say. Like, but I just think that people should take it with a pinch of salt, to be honest. I'd rather focus on the task at hand right now than talk about like things that people have said in the past.
Yeah, I'm not interested in the
but it's good to have it on
daft gossip, and so
it's good to have.
That's why I'm not asking you like specific questions, because I'm not really interested in like the details of silly stuff online, you know.
Yeah, it's just
But I understand like how that occurs with people. There's other rappers too that people in the scene have kind of turned against and done stuff like that. And I always truly believe that there's good in most people, so I can't believe anything. So when people are trashing one person, I'm like, it can't be that simple, eh? It can't be that guy's such a bad guy. I don't believe it. With anybody almost, eh? Even like politicians and famous people, I can't actually believe they're as bad as the media are making out them to be. They've maybe just said something. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a big follower of fucking Donald Trump or that, but they like tried to trash Donald Trump because he'd said some pretty stupid things. And again, there you go. He said stuff in the past and at the time, and it's been taken badly, and he probably does know himself he shouldn't have said those things, eh? But
and now I'm at the point where I'm trying to make sure that the other people ain't doing the same things as what I did before, and making sure that it's done right, innit? That's the way it should be.
Yeah, man.
Like, obviously, I'm on specific things to keep myself right. I speak to people above my own level in the industry, like people that have been in like management, people that have been DJs, people that have been professionally involved for 20, 30 years, and I take advice from them. Even not just on music as well, or just how I'm reacting to things.
Yeah.
Now especially because obviously I see a lot more eyes on stuff that I'm doing at the moment. Like, I just want it to continue, and I've got a lot of people from different parts of Scotland and different professional parts of the industry that are reaching out to me and saying that they're seeing what I'm doing and they want to get involved. So it's going to be exciting the next year or two.
Yeah, cool, nice.
So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. Main focus.
Yeah, totally, man. Aye,
Definitely.
keeping your nose clean and keeping busy.
There's a lot of talent out there. So
Yeah.
at the minute, I'm at that scouting process, and people are coming to me, and I'm taking them. If they're serious enough about making music and stuff, then obviously, like I said, there's people that have come here and they've made 5 tracks in 3 months and stuff like that. And I'm actually quite proud to be part of that. So. Yeah,
apart from your own like artists that you work with and you're promoting and helping, who in like Scotland do you rate? Who sort of known names? You know, people that who would just like comes to mind straight away when you think he's really
right.
doing...
So there's a guy that I do get on with, but a lot of people don't get on with, and I think he's just a bit like myself as well. And I think Shadow is a very good artist.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Shadow, I think most people will agree, like, as a rapper, he's a really good rapper, like, like...
Yeah.
His ability and his production quality is everything's top.
Moxie Media and stuff like that he does,
He's totally switched on. He's another one, I want to get Shadow on the podcast. I know that...
A lot of people have got hate for him.
He's had it really bad, like, but I think he has said some pretty... out there things,
profound shit.
Yeah, I've heard rumours of things here and there, but I don't. Again, I never pay too much attention. But he's kind of said things again that has created the backlash. But you can't take it away from him that he's a good rapper.
He's a good artist.
Yeah, he's quality.
Sherlock's another one. He's very good.
Yeah. But again, Sherlock's loved though. Like people love Sherlock.
Yeah.
And aye, rightly so. Like because he's amazing rapper. There's something dead genuine about him as well.
Yeah.
I've met him as well a couple of times, and he's actually really sound.
I've never met the guy. It's somebody I've always wanted to have contact with. So maybe in the future or something like. Yeah.
My impression of him I think it might only just been once. I think it's twice. He's like full of energy.
He seems that.
He's got a lot of like patter and banter. Not like but you know what I mean. He's a positive person to meet. When I didn't know what he was going to be like. When I first met Sherlock, I was like, man, he's sound as fuck.
Yeah. Everyone's heard the track that he did on Zesh, so
yeah. I know.
It's like...
I don't get involved in all that either. The Zesh and Sherlock beef, and actually, like, I don't know what the details were.
No,
but I thought that was a cool beef because Zesh is a shit hot rapper too.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah,
from the east, and Sherlock's shit hot rapper for the west. And I don't know what exactly. I think one of them said something about each other in a tune, and then it turned into this beef. And because they're both got a real sort of street mentality, they clashed big time. Yeah. And it was like people chose sides in the scene. And
AJ's another one that I have good contact with.
Oh right, yeah, AJ. Oh, yeah.
And the only link that we've got,
is AJ 47. Yeah.
We've got links through 86.
Yeah, cool.
Inc.
What's that?
86 is the Irish. It's an Irish group.
Cool.
Run by
Inc. Yeah,
Kieran Incredible.
Aye, I know Inc. Aye.
Yeah,
He's
that's
massive, eh?
yeah,
Aye.
he's a big driller. He's 86 promoted, so him, me, AJ, and another guy called Esco. We're all quite close in talking, so
Cool.
that's quite good as well. To be honest, they're quite a good upcoming load of drillers. I don't know if you've heard Esco. He's really good. I think he's from Craigs Hill originally, but I think he's in England at the moment.
Craig's Hill, is that
Yeah,
like
it's Livingston.
Aye,
Yeah,
aye.
I think he's from through there. He's pretty good.
That's where the Bars Fury and that are all based.
Yeah,
Craig's Hill.
yeah.
Cool.
That's where Active Sevens are as well. A group
right.
of 18-year-olds. They're pretty good just now. They're coming up there.
Cool.
One of the boys I work with, MD, he's originally from Actives, but he's doing some solo work, and I'm happy to work with him because he's a really, really talented lad.
Yeah.
Really talented lad. So look out for that name, MD.
Nice one.
He's from your house.
Cool. Yeah.
It's E-Town MD. Yeah, he calls himself E-Town
Used to
MD.
kick about up Muirhouse way back in the day. Like when I was still 15, I went to Telford College and became friends with people all up that way, Pilton, Royston, Muirhouse. Ended up making a lot of friends up there and kicked about up there in my younger days, drinking and getting up to nonsense. But aye, used to love it.
Is that not where the Train Spotting was filmed up that way?
Well, some of it was up in Muirhouse.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was in Glasgow. Obviously, the famous scenes on Princess Street. And all
Yeah,
that, but
yeah.
Apparently, a lot of it was actually filmed in Glasgow.
Right.
You wouldn't really know.
Yeah.
It was like backdrops that you wouldn't maybe recognise. But people in the know that live in these areas have spotted it and be like, that's Glasgow. 1 minute they're in Muirhouse, I think, and then the next scene they're in Glasgow, eh? But
Yeah, you
the
wouldn't know,
average
yeah.
person wouldn't know, eh? I can't tell. But I've seen some footage where it's in Muirhouse, I think, in the past, and went, all right. Acid House, I think that was totally filmed in Muirhouse.
Yeah.
I think that one was.
There was one that was filmed called Newtown Killers. That was at Leaf Banana Flats.
Yeah, Newtown Killers.
Yeah,
was
something like that.
Where, was Ewan McGregor in that as well?
I don't know.
Was that where they lived in this flat and they killed someone? And
Yeah, I think
hid
it was.
them in the attic or
Yeah,
something?
it was in the Banana Flats. I
Yeah,
think.
it was good. No, I think it was just on Scotland Street. It was a flat in Scotland Street, was it not? I remember the movie though. Were they not like all quite in that movie? They were like middle class folk.
Yeah.
They weren't like drug addicts and shit. They were.
Yeah.
They were like uni students and that. And
Yeah.
they killed. So I've seen that as well. It was a good movie as well.
And a lot of films actually been produced in Edinburgh, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's a nice
Aye.
place, man.
Big shout out to Gary Fraser, eh?
Aye.
He was assistant director on the new Train Spotting.
Yeah.
Constantly doing stuff with BBC and building his gaff media.
Yeah.
GF.
I just wanted to say while I'm on the podcast, congratulations to Darren on the 2 rewards that he got as well for
totally.
the BBC.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was blessed up for that.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how well Darren / Loki.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
From
doing
a rapper to
Yeah.
what he's doing now,
Yeah.
which is the things that we're talking about right now.
Aye.
Basically, things can just progress from being either a street rapper with no credit to being somebody who's gaining awards from BBC.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
In fairness, that's where people probably take you wrong. You kind of said with no credit, but I
I
know
don't
what
mean
you
it like that.
Yeah,
I mean
exactly.
on a normal people's basis,
Better-
we get our noses turned
better
up at a
pull-
lot, eh?
Better pull you up for it before someone else does.
Yeah,
but-
no, we get
he's
obviously stereotyped a lot, even because we make rap music. Do you get me? Do you know what I
Obviously,
mean?
his, Loki was he built as a rapper.
Yeah.
he built his name to one of the top names in the whole scene. Eh?
Yeah,
so it's
definitely.
not
Was that girl
But
called Glasgow?
because the Scottish rap, he could only take it so far. But now with all his author work and that,
Yeah,
it's like,
brilliant, man.
It helps push his music a bit too and bring more attention. Eh?
Yeah, I didn't mean it like that. But a lot of
Yeah,
us,
yeah,
a lot
totally.
of us rappers are stereotyped by people in the public that don't like rap music. Like, oh, he must be.
Yeah,
We don't get much credit on.
I quite just if you're watching Darren Loki, I quite enjoy out and about with people, friends from like the school, my kids' friends' parents or whatever, and being like something comes up and his face is like in a TV guide or it's on something on your phone, and I'm like, oh, I know him, eh?
Yeah,
Folk are
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know him, like,
Yeah.
I know, I've known him for years and that. So I name drop you all the time.
Yeah, it's
Darren.
good, man. It's good to see stuff like that, though. That's where you want to be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you aim for,
That's
stuff like that. So
amazing, eh?
it's
Yeah.
inspirational to see stuff like that for me
Yeah,
as
yeah.
an artist as well. Like, fair play.
Dave Hook, Solar Eye.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
also done quite big things, and I remember hearing his voice introducing stuff on TV. He got a wee place in BBC somewhere, and I was watching the TV with my missus, and the voice behind it, I was like, "Who's that?" And it was like I was listening to one of my mates talking. Who's just introduced that program? And then I realised, like, that's Solar Eye, Dave Hook, introducing a program.
Yeah.
So it was like, he was like coming up after the break. It was something like that. I was like, that was Solar Eye talking on the break, like on the TV. It's like, so it's cool when you spot these things, like seeing people, and Big Taj as well.
Yeah,
Does fairly big
yes.
things.
I've seen him doing stuff for like STV.
Yeah. I think STV, maybe BBC as well. I think. Yeah, he's basically
something
part
about-
of
I've
a
seen something
comedy
about
show.
I've seen something about Coronation Street as well on his Instagram.
Oh, maybe. I would be surprised, man.
I seen something on his Instagram about
Yeah,
Coronation
yeah.
Street. Yeah, I did. I don't know what it was, but I seen that. I tagged him in a couple of the shows and stuff. He said he would have came through, but he's obviously got a lot on himself as well.
Oh,
So
right, yeah.
he's a
Everyone's
busy
the
guy.
same.
Like,
yeah,
man.
yeah. It's good to see people. Well, basically, you push your music and that as hard as you can. As you start getting older, if you're still wanting to succeed, you realise your music's days are creeping away. So you start focusing on other things. So it's good to see like Darren with his author work and people like that.
Yeah.
Solar Eye doing stuff on the TV and people like that. And it's like, that's quality. It's good to see it, eh?
Yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah, man. Keeping it moving. But, aye, cool, man. Not sure what else to really chat on with your sort of experiences in the scene. I take it, like, I know that there was a period of time, it's probably about a year ago now, though, when people were at you, trying to give you hassle. I take it as it been quite quiet now,
It's
though.
quiet.
Yeah, nobody's really...
You know what? I said it before, like, obviously, I'm just going to keep going at what I'm doing. I'm not just going to let any negativity stop what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm doing things, I'm trying to do it right, should I say, at the moment. So I'm getting some help in the right places. And I'm not interested in people's negative comments and stuff like that before.
Yeah,
to be honest, obviously, we all got caught up in it. Like, I was the person they were talking about, so obviously I was quite defensive. But obviously, it started getting a bit personal.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, people were starting mailing me about, like, saying, "Oh, we know where you live," and stuff like that. And it's like, took it to beyond what it was. Like, I thought at first it was a bit of fun, to be honest. Like, and I thought, yeah, I'll send some things back or whatever and get a bit of exposure from it. But when it starts getting serious and people start, like, threatening me with my address and stuff like that, it's just something I'm not. I can't condone any of that stuff. That's not why I'm in this. It's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to help people and I want to make music myself.
It's not a case of a lot of people will say, like, you know, talk big on the internet, and then when it comes to that, so then they'll be like, "Oh, you're just being a pussy, then you're scared to deal with it." It's like, no, I just don't want to deal with stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
If it came to you, you're not gonna run away crying. But you just don't want. Why would you want stuff like that on your door?
And the people that were DMing me, right, I haven't even seen or heard in my life. People from, like, other side of Glasgow and that, like, you're this and that. So who are you? And what the fuck are you even wasting your time DMing me for?
Some people, like, don't have any. I'm not even bad mouthing anybody, but some people haven't achieved that level yet of clarity in their head, so they go into instant attack.
I'll sit and speak to and socialise with anyone. And give them an opportunity to show me who they really are. I can't judge a book by its cover. I'm not that kind of guy, but I generally feel that that's how a lot of people are.
Yeah, they are. Aye, and that's what I was kind of saying is I don't pay attention to hearsay here and there. I like to look at somebody totally and like. Aye, so as soon as like you hit me up with interested to do the podcast, like I don't know you really, and but I knew slightly. I don't know the details of all the crap that went on, but I knew that this guy's had like a lot of issues in the scene and that. I knew all that shit, but I was like, yeah, this will be cool. I want to get everybody on. I want to get Shogun on, and there's other people I was thinking, somebody else that's quite controversial, and I can't half think some people are maybe, why did you get him on? You know, if they are total haters. It's like, because I'm getting everyone on. If you hate
interesting stories as well.
If you hate someone, I'm getting them on. If you like them, I'm getting them on. If you don't hate them or like them, they're not getting on, eh? Because like, there's no reason.
Yeah, that's it. Like, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. Like, at one point, I did actually like being hated
Yeah, yeah.
And the only reason for that was because it gave me some kind of drive.
Yeah. Aye.
I think it's
People
quite...
talking about
it gets
too.
boring after a while, like...
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that really kept me going. Is people are like, oh, he's this and that. And I was like, no, you know what? I'm just going to make another song. I'm just going to make another song and another song. Because it's like, I've got nothing to be ashamed of, like, to be hiding or nothing. Like, I'm a human being. Everybody said and done things they shouldn't have done or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah, was
again,
your Scottish coming out in your accent? Yeah?
Again, there.
Shouldn't he?
again though, but that's what I write about, you know. It's, see, when you're making music and that, like, you've got stories to tell and stuff to write about. So yeah, man, it's all just part of an experience for me, to be honest. And now I'm sharing my experience with the younger people.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I can do now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 34 in like less than a week or something. And then it doesn't look like the future's not getting any younger, so I just have to concentrate on things that I've been given. I've been given a few tasks by a few people that are above, like I was saying earlier, that are like management for different levels of people, and they've said to me that they think that I can do it. And if I'm gonna try and start putting on events and getting other people to run them for younger people. I've got like some venues and stuff set up, and like colleges and that. There's a venue up at Lauriston Place up at Edinburgh. I think it's art college. And there's a wee red bar or something. It's called.
Alright, yeah.
The guy in there's happy for me to put on like a 15 plus.
Cool.
So obviously you've got a lot of the college and younger kids at school that are into this music that are like lost in this industry.
Yeah.
And they're coming to Kirsty or me and they're saying this, that, and then we're putting stuff on for them.
You're helping these like younger guys to help them. Just you've got a future benefit out of it. If they can work hard and you've helped them get to that point, it reflects on you.
Yeah.
But for the beginning part of it all, developing and helping these folk, it's doing nothing for you.
Nothing for me. I'm doing it from my heart, mate.
Yeah, you're doing it because you're enjoying it. And eventually it might sort of pay off for you because you'll get the recognition that you helped build these people.
Yeah.
And but somebody in the scene, I wouldn't name anyone, but somebody said to me years ago, like a long time ago when I first started doing music, quite an influential sort of person, says, now that you're like building a name, never work with anyone under you, you know, to progress yourself. Like you can work with people under you to help them, but never work with people under you now. Always step up the way. Always look at who's doing stuff, and that's who you want to work with. The wee guys that aren't really doing stuff, they may be good, but they're not doing anything,
Yeah.
So don't waste your time for your own progress. When I was young, it was like you need to make yourself as good as you can be. Don't be messing about with folk that you want to aim higher. So at around that time, that's like I was making music and I collaborated with on UV Beat stuff with like Loki, Big Taj, Gasp. I aimed at all the people with names, and then I think back in those days, some of the smaller guys that were coming up that are still going now, and now they've got names now, didn't get on my stuff as much. And it wasn't because I was hating on anyone or I didn't respect them or anything. I literally just had this aim that if you're not at that level, I'm not aiming at you really. So there was lots that were. All they had to do was prove that they would push their music. So there was like Wee D, people like that. He was just coming up back then, but he was pushing it. So I got Wee D on stuff. Chad the Lad, they pushed their stuff, so I got them on. But if people were lazy, it was like I'm not.
It's about work rate.
Yeah.
Of course.
Sorry, man, but we better move on. I've took up the last wee bit of your chat there.
So good.
But we'll move on. Have another little break. There's going to be another track with all the details on the screen. Another track from D Note, and we'll be back in a wee minute.
No problem, man.
Nice.
It's D Note music.
You're willing to sacrifice.
still denote mad living and shit. I'm angry man and I need to admit I'm fucking done with giving a shit. 3 lock summers now I'm living a bit. Still on the phone, unlimited shit. Denote music with guest listing. Smoking the best with blessed with things. Smoking sessions, essencing. Subliminal shit like messages. There's messy bitches testing me. I'm sat here patient, sick of waiting. Sick and tired of unknown faces. Fuck you man, what you saying? I'm cold like ice and I ain't playing.
Hold on a minute, is this boy fucking serious? How's he trying to make us mad? Gee, you fucking mad? Why you acting all serious? We know you're man, we know them man ain't no fucking badness. Try to be PR man, you're laughing. You could get slapped like a fucking Kit Kat, beat that. This girl said you're trying to cheat, now you're thinking you're on my level. Watch out, I'm secretly the devil, I ain't no devil man. I'm the guy that's red with the fucking horns, acting like me of course. These guys acting like me, and you ain't me fucking jealous. Now I'm acting a menace, acting like Dennis the fucking menace.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love. You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love. You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love. You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love.
Right, guys, that's us back. That was another track there from D NOT. Hope you enjoyed that one. All the details should have been on the screen. So we're just here for the final part now. Again, we didn't have a basis. We were just doing a bit of a chat, get people to know D NOT a bit more. A lot of people don't know him that well. I think there's quite a few people quite interested to watch this one due to the fact they don't know much about you. So that's a good thing, eh? That's why I've got you on the podcast in the long run, eh?
Yeah.
If there's an interest there, eh? That's what people are wanting to watch, eh? So I know I've had a couple of messages from people just looking forward to getting more of an insight to you as a person. But yeah, so we'll just keep chatting a wee bit, like we were before. I thought I'd like cover some stuff where we almost started off again. Like, how did you get your name, D NOT?
Yeah, so big shout out to Conscious Root. A few years ago, about 5 or 6 years ago, I decided to go and start recording something just for my own benefit, nothing serious. And I was speaking to Conscious Root, and I was trying to think of a name, something catchy but something relatable. And I've always just been called Dino. Like my uncle called me Dino, my stepdad called me Dino, my mum called me Dino, and we were like, what can rhyme with Dino, or what can be similar to Dino? So then we thought, like, at the time there was a bit of money kicking about, and I obviously was in there to make music, so we thought Dino and Dino sounded the same. So it's just stuck ever since. I was just saying there on the break that obviously I've had to change my name a few times. I've had to put a 3 next to it, because obviously, like, there's other artists that are using names similar to myself. Obviously, I think a lot of people, if they type their own name in on YouTube, we were saying that earlier, that they'll probably find someone who's very similar name to themselves.
Yeah,
so it's quite frustrating, but yeah, no, I'm just that name's always stuck. So I've had that name since 6 or 7 years, I'd say. But and people are like, oh, you see the negativity around your name. Do you not just want to change your name and change your image? No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and we've got shows coming up. A big one on Friday, so I'm looking forward to that. Focused on all the tasks that I need to do.
And also, like, it's like hiding from things in life, eh? You could change your name. People don't know enough about you that you could have changed your name and established yourself. And a lot of people wouldn't even click on it was the same person.
Yeah.
But that's just hiding. And as you say, you already said earlier, you realise yourself, you probably said and acted in a way that you can understand why people reacted. So it's like you accept, yeah, I'm not perfect. I did react wrong maybe here and there. And it's better to accept stuff and show people I'm not a dick. Like, It's just life, and you're facing it rather than hiding from it. So I think that's way. So anyone saying, "Would you not be better changing your name?" and blah blah, nah, those folk are telling you to run away.
Yeah, of
telling you
course.
to hide. Eh?
Yeah, no, of course. Like, I am D Note, right? And I am who I am, and I do what I do. And now I'm just trying to do things better than what I did before. That's all you can do.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all you can do in life, no matter what it is that you do. Whether you're talking about employment or even just your personal life, you can only improve on what you're doing. So this is where I'm at. I'm at the stage of my life where I want to improve who I am, what I'm doing, and I'm helping other people and stuff. It's making me feel a better person anyway. So
Yeah, man. Yeah. Nice one, man. I mean, there may be people watching this going, Ridley, you don't know the ins and outs and that. And, nah, I don't know the ins and outs. I'm not really interested, eh?
Yeah, that's-
if you do, you know the ins and outs, and you've made your mind up, then fair enough. If you've not, then think about it for a bit, eh? And yeah, I'm going to keep moving on with more random sort of questions. How long you stayed in this area, or you lived in other areas of Edinburgh?
I've been everywhere, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I stayed in Portobello. I've stayed up at like Muirhouse area. I've stayed in, obviously, here in Musselburgh. I've stayed in Loch End as well. I've been all over the shop, actually, to be honest.
Aye.
I've only really started making music focused when I've been back in Musselburgh for about 5 or 6 years. Well, obviously, I was in a relationship for 6 years as well, so I have been on and off the scene for a while. But I'd say since the last year, December last year, that has probably been the most time in my whole life that I've actually been focused, and I've actually had enough time to actually think about how I'm going to react to situations and how I'm going to go forward. And I generally think that I've got a few people to be thankful for that along the way, obviously, that are guiding me, like mentoring me, because obviously I'm mentoring other people and it gets stressful, so I've got other people that are helping me, so I'm gonna make a big thanks to them at some point, because it's basically what I'm doing now wouldn't be doable without them.
Yeah.
So I've had to change my whole person, who I am. Like, obviously, when I came out of jail, or when I was in jail, I was focused on a family life that obviously was promised me but never happened. And then I came out of jail, and for the last however long it's been, I've literally just had my mind on music and focused. And some people might say that there's other things that I should be focusing on in my life right now, but this is making me feel like a better person in general, helping other people, and I feel like I'm in a better place for the family stuff, and I want to make my children proud and see, like, listen, that's my dad on there on that podcast, or that's my dad making that music video or something like that. That's all I've got left, really.
Kind of taking a bit of time to sort yourself out, work on yourself.
Yeah.
And then hopefully you can reconnect with your kids and stuff, eh?
Yeah, man. I
That'd
just
be
don't
your
want to
plan.
get the business and relationship shit twisted. That's what's happened in the past, and I generally think like people's relationships and people's music and business should be kept on a separate scale.
Yeah, yeah.
Generally.
I always keep my personal life separate from like music and online, eh? I just don't put a lot of my own life online.
I mean, it came out online and people said what they said, and it was a hard time for me as well, because obviously there was a lot of stuff that people were saying that didn't actually happen truthfully, but it made me think about how I could have dealt with situations better. So, I mean, the only thing that I can say that I'm guilty for is making the wrong decisions. That's obviously a common problem in everybody's life, though. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing personal. Like, obviously, I'm better at some things than other people are, and that's just the way it is. But like I'm saying, like I've several times now, I'm focused on the music, and I'm focused on getting people where they want to be in this industry, and that's it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I want to branch out, and I'm happy to help anybody that's willing to come and be serious about it.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like all this bad stuff that I have been through, negative, I think that I can use in a positive way
Yeah.
to these people, and be like, listen, this is what I did and that wasn't right, so we're going to do it a different way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the only thing I've got left to be able to be like, make anything good out of the bad.
Aye. I think a big thing in life too is with anybody, just humans in general, like if you fuck up at the start or you do something wrong, it doesn't like define that person. They can change themselves, and other humans need to like be forgiving in a way. It's like a weird word, but I'm not religious at all or anything. But a lot of ancient sort of texts and religious stuff tells you about forgiveness. It's really important, and like if you don't forgive someone, you're not affecting them really. You're affecting yourself. You're holding a grudge deep inside your soul that you don't need that inside you. You're better to like give someone a chance or just completely stay away from them.
Yeah.
But just to have hate on somebody, a lot of the world's caught up in that just now, and it's just a waste of time. It's not doing anything for anyone. It's just creating this negativity. But yeah, tell you what, man, I've totally. We've been meaning to plan this podcast, as I was saying at the start, for weeks. I mean, I think it's like 2 months.
2 months.
Aye, and I've never met you before, so I was assuming I think he's going to be a bit aggy. I was like, I think he'll be sound, but I think he's going to be a bit aggy. You've not been aggy at all.
Nah, man, I'm not like that,
I
man.
thought you were going to be more bitching, kind of like naming people and things like that, which I'm glad you're not, like, because it doesn't do anything,
No.
And so it just goes to show that perception that people have of you, is not how I assumed you were going to be,
Treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah,
Unless that you want to be treated like a cunt. You know what I mean?
When I cancelled, you cancelled on me twice, I think, and I cancelled on you once, I think, to do the podcast. It just wasn't working,
Treat people
And
how
when-
you want to be treated.
When I first cancelled you and sent you a message says, look man, I'm going to have to cancel the podcast, do it another day, I still didn't know you, and I thought you might kick off at this. That's what I thought, like, I might be ending up getting messages like, I knew this was going to happen, but you were dead sound, and I was surprised at that cool, he's been sound, nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, it's been nice because obviously I've been trying to build it up as well. I've told a few people that it was going to happen. I didn't want to put too much build on it until it happened. So, but when this is uploaded and stuff, and I will promote it. I'll put it out there for you. So I like what you do with the LTV. So
well, we've got the promo posts and that to do now as well, So got the.
I've watched a couple of the podcasts and I quite like the idea of what you're doing. So
yeah,
that's why I thought I would contact you as well. So
taking a long time to build, I've just this morning hit 160 subscribers this morning,
That's alright.
Yeah, it's like
get there.
Slowly growing,
Your room wasn't built in a day though, So.
Exactly, So I'm just going to keep doing it. Hopefully it grows, Going to look into promoting it more on social media. Maybe pay for some ads and stuff. Getting a bit desperate now.
Yeah.
But see how that goes, I might just get ripped off by the corporations.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to work with Kush Girl. I'm excited to work with her. She seems quite a popular person. Obviously, again, being like, she is probably the head female, most known female artist in the country.
She's slightly affected by the mindset as well in the scene.
Yeah,
when she came out, I can see she's got like a big sort of commercial thing. She's influenced by, I don't know, just from what I see, like Nicki Minaj and people like that, and that's what she's been influenced. I think that's how she comes across. But and there's obviously just people out there that don't like Nicki Minaj and things like that, so they're just lumping her in that.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it's hate again, for no reason, man. If it's not something you like,
it's came up
just
a lot.
Look another way.
It comes up a lot.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Kush Gal. I've checked a few of her tunes. I've played them, had them blasting in my wee studio and chilling out just to check them out. Same with Sweet Rogue and everyone. But yeah, if I'm not into something, then I'm not automatically going, I hate that. I'm going to jump on my Facebook and make a post about this.
Yeah.
Just if I don't like it, even if I hate the track and I'm like, man, that was garbage, my brain just goes, that was garbage, right, let's move on, let's put some DMX on. But I'm not saying that at all about anyone, but I'm just, if that's how I felt, I would just move on. Like,
again though, it's good having everybody each sounding different.
Yeah,
because that makes it unique and individual.
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't want everyone sounding the same.
Yeah.
So
somebody's going to like it.
You can't hate on the fact that somebody sounds different.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like it personally. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that's just the way it is. I like to be quite versatile in the scene. I've been speaking to people like guitarists, band members. It's not just hip hop. Do you know what I mean? I like to be quite open.
Aye.
In the music industry, it's good to be like that. So yeah, like we were talking about Jamie and Shinny earlier.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The good big shout to them there.
Stanley Odd.
Yes,
Back in the day, Hector Berserk.
there's so many names.
I give a shout out to Savage Sound System.
There's so many names you could ring off that
Yeah.
have been influential in this industry. So yeah, big shout out to all of them.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
we've not mentioned any, but yeah, you know who you are anyway. So
All the different avenues from the sort of urban. I don't technically like the urban term, but it kind of covers the urban scene. Covers drill, grime, hip hop, trip
yeah.
hop.
I've noticed that hip hop is such a big genre.
Yeah.
Like-
well, hip hop's kind of just all of
'Cause
these.
I went to make posters for the events, right? And I need to explain to people what this is for people that like a poster. Like you're not just gonna put the artist names. You're gonna be like, so you're playing hip hop, rap, drill, trap, afro. I was like, fucking hell. There's so many fucking things I could put on the bottom of this
Crazy,
poster. It's mental.
20 years ago, they used to say they'll be playing hip hop, drum and bass, dubstep, and so now it says we'll be playing
Drill,
hip hop,
grime.
drill, trap. It's like it's changed.
Afro beats.
Aye, funk.
Aye.
Aye. But they all sort of connect in,
It's
cool,
e-
man.
It's easy to get lost as well. That's what I was basically saying earlier
Aye.
about the younger ones as
Yeah.
well, just to keep them in the right place.
It's good to have a mixture too. I like dancehall, man. I really like
Yeah,
Jamaican,
like Jamaican
dancehall.
stuff, yeah.
Vibes Cartel's amazing.
Yeah, he's a boss.
Some of his content's like I don't totally align myself with, like, but that's him, That's his style.
Spice.
I love it, man.
Spice. Is that his girl, Spice?
I'm not sure. I mean, the last I knew, he was locked up for a while,
Yeah, she's been with Spice for years.
Aye, and I think Vibes Cartel's still locked up. I think it's
Is he
something
35 or something, isn't he?
something bad happened. I don't know what happened. Is it a murder or
He
something?
gets out every day to make videos though, eh? Like, he
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
out and makes music videos.
and he appears
and that.
on songs. I don't know how.
It's
Aye.
mad.
Unless they bring portable recording equipment into the jail and let him record verses or
He
something.
goes, he goes out with a woman called Spice. She's a really big artist. If you've not heard of her, she's really, really good.
Aye. Ah,
She's
cool.
really, really good.
Yeah. I love all that. So I like all the different avenues, of all the different types of music. Don't like all of everything from that, but I do like a bit of everything, I like house music, man. I
Yeah.
like some banging house music as well,
Edinburgh's quite big for that kind of music, eh?
Yeah,
like
man.
dance music and
Yeah,
stuff, I've
house.
noticed.
Really like Scotland's big on house music and bands,
Yeah, bands like acoustic bands and
Yeah,
house
yeah.
music.
Aye.
So it's always been really hard to put
Indie
on a show
bands
for
in a
hip-hop
way, like
here.
indie, not really rock, but like kind of rock bands, but bands and house music really. If you want to make it big in Scotland, do house music or band music really. You're probably gonna
Yeah.
get bigger quicker.
Yeah, no, being serious as well. Yeah,
But
it's
you're not
always
gonna
been
sell out what you love just to get bigger quicker.
it's always been really hard to put on hip hop events. I've heard a lot of people saying that they've found it really hard. Like even like venue staff saying that the last hip hop day event they put on was a bit shady, and they're not wanting to put someone because people don't turn up. And I've
Yeah,
heard a
yeah.
few things like that. Established people that have been doing events for 10 years getting 40 crowds and that.
You need to build like a permanent, it's like a fan base, a customer base that's going to
Yeah.
come to your night. So then folk that have been successful have had to do it for years to then build that same bunch of folk come every week or whatever. So like lots of like DJ Nasty P and Steg with his Butter Night and people like that run these nights that have been going for ages. They get a decent turnout because it's consistent.
Yeah, I'm trying that
Consistency.
again now, but I'm trying it with a different scene.
Your next gig coming up looks like you've got a few folk, fingers crossed,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and I'm trying it with a lot of the younger ones because I'm trying to be funny. A lot of this music now is targeted, I would say, between our market of 16 to 25.
yeah.
And I'm just being totally honest.
Aye.
So I'm out of my league already.
Yeah.
I'm way older
Aye,
already.
aye.
Like
I'm an old man.
half of these crowd people that are going to turn up at the show are going to be half my age.
Some of these guys that are going to rap now, I think I'm old enough to be their dad.
That's it. It is.
crazy.
Like, my oldest boy in England is the same age as MD.
There you go.
That's
man.
what I'm saying, it's mad.
Aye. It's mad, Right, man. Well, to be honest, I think we've covered a lot. Chatted
Yeah.
a lot. Covered a lot about you.
Yeah, it's
and
been good.
chatted all about music and stuff, really too. Is there anything you want to give a shout? Like anything due out? You've obviously got your gig coming up, but that'll be past by the time the podcast came up.
I've got a track out on the 11th as well, but that'll probably be out already as well.
Yeah.
But no, just keep an eye on the YouTube page and keep an eye on a couple of the artists that I've mentioned in there. They're all available on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel's now just D Note Music itself, so there's like T4, me, MD, Young One. There's all of our stuff's on the same page. So yeah, give it a wee look if you want.
Nice one. Cool. Well, just keep your eyes peeled and look out for D Note stuff, spelled capital D NOT and a 3.
Yeah.
So it'll be labelled on the YouTube video anyway. You'll be able to check his name and stuff. Yeah, just
Been a pleasure.
The whole point in it. Hopefully, keep an eye on his music. Check him out when he's dropping stuff. Help support artists, and that's the plan. Like, really, that's almost the whole two objectives out of doing this podcast. One, to grow my channel, and two, to help expose whoever I've got on the show.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's not much else to it, So the best things that you guys can do is go and check out D Note stuff, and subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. And there's going to be more videos and more videos. And the day it dries up is the day I stop doing it. So
Yeah,
simple, really.
It's been appreciated. It's been good.
It's
Thanks
been
for
good, man.
having
It's
me,
been
man.
good to meet you properly as well,
Thanks for having me, man.
Well, I'm 12 minutes away from your house. I'm not far away as well. I'm just down the road, man.
That's it. And it took so long, but yeah, we finally got it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, man, it's been good. Thanks.
big up to D Note for coming on, and I hope you've enjoyed the D Note podcast. Just based pretty much on him. We didn't cover all his growing up. It wasn't an interview podcast. This was the D Note podcast. Right, man. Big up.
Take it easy, man. Cheers.
Peace. Remember to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification button to make sure you don't miss out on any upcoming content.